in the world of the bold and the beautiful, secrets and lies are the currency of the show, and what seemed like a stable family dynamic for the Forresters is about to be shattered by a revelation so explosive, it threatens to rip apart the very foundation of their family. Ridge Forrester, who has always believed himself to be the father of his two beloved children, Steffi and Thomas, is about to learn the truth that his life, and the entire Forrester legacy, is built on a lie. It all begins when Steffi, the strong-willed and headstrong daughter of Ridge, is shot by Luna, a rival who harbors deep animosity towards the Forrester family. As Steffi lies in a hospital bed, fighting for her life due to massive blood loss, the family rallies around her, hoping and praying for her survival. But a shocking twist awaits them in the form of a routine blood transfusion, a transfusion that will reveal the deepest, darkest secret of the Forrester family. When it's time for Steffi to receive the critical blood she needs to survive, Ridge, ever the devoted father, steps forward to donate blood. But as the medical team begins their work, a cold and crushing truth unfolds. Ridge's blood doesn't match Steffi's, throwing everything he thought he knew into question. As the medical staff confirms that Ridge's blood type doesn't match Steffi's, confusion and panic set in. How could this be? Ridge has been Steffi's father since her birth, or so he thought. This simple medical test, meant to save Steffi's life, becomes the trigger for an explosion of family secrets, leading to a chain of events that no one could have predicted. In the midst of this shocking discovery, Taylor, Steffi's mother and Ridge's ex-wife, is overcome with emotion and guilt. She breaks down and confesses the truth that has haunted her for years. Through tears, Taylor admits to Ridge that he is not Steffi's biological father. In a moment of utter heartbreak and vulnerability, Taylor reveals the truth. Years ago, during a difficult time in her marriage to Ridge, she had an affair with another man. Although she never intended for the affair to lead to anything significant, it did, and as a result, Steffi was conceived. The man, whose identity had been kept a secret all these years, is now gone, leaving Taylor to carry the burden of this dark secret. She had never wanted anyone to know the truth, especially not Ridge, but now, with Steffi's life hanging in the balance, the truth cannot be hidden any longer. Ridge, who has spent his life raising Steffi and Thomas as his own, is stunned. The man he thought he was, Steffi's loving father, the patriarch of the Forrester family, has had his world completely upended. The revelation shakes him to his core. How could Taylor have kept such a monumental secret from him for so many years? How could she have let him raise a child that wasn't his own? Ridge's emotions are a whirlwind of anger, betrayal, confusion, and heartache. The family he thought he knew, the children he thought he had raised, are now shrouded in lies. This revelation threatens to unravel everything Ridge has worked for, his legacy, his relationships, and his very identity as a Forrester. The effects of this revelation ripple through the entire Forrester family. Steffi, who had always known Ridge as her father, is devastated by the truth. While she has always loved Ridge and considered him her father, the emotional impact of learning that her true paternity is different than she thought cannot be overstated. Steffi's world is turned upside down as she processes the fact that the man she thought was her father for her entire life isn't really her biological parent. Her feelings of betrayal, confusion, and sadness add a complex layer to the already difficult situation. Meanwhile, Thomas, Steffi's brother, is faced with the uncomfortable reality that his own father-daughter relationship with Ridge is now called into question as well. While he has always known Ridge to be his father, the shocking truth about Steffi's paternity causes him to reflect on his own family dynamic. Thomas finds himself torn between his loyalty to Ridge and his desire for the truth. The family bond that has been so central to the Forrester legacy is now threatened by this devastating secret, and the tension between the family members grows ever stronger. As Taylor's confession shakes Ridge to his core, she expresses her deep regret and guilt for hiding the truth all these years. She never wanted to hurt Ridge, but in a moment of vulnerability, she made a choice that would forever change the course of their family's history. While she's heartbroken by the consequences of her actions, Taylor insists that her love for Ridge and their family was never in doubt. Her intention was never to destroy the life they had built together. But now, with the truth out in the open, Taylor's guilt and remorse are palpable, and she realizes that she may never be able to repair the damage she has caused. Ridge's feelings toward Taylor are a whirlwind of emotions. His love for her, once so strong, is now clouded by feelings of betrayal and anger. He had built his entire life around the family they had created, and to learn that it was built on a lie is devastating. As Ridge grapples with his feelings for Taylor, the question of forgiveness looms large. Can he forgive her for keeping this secret from him? Can he find a way to heal their broken family, or is this the final blow to their already fragile relationship? The family members begin to question their place in the Forrester legacy. Ridge, now unsure of his role as Steffi and Thomas's father, begins to lose his sense of identity. He is no longer the man he thought he was, and the weight of this revelation threatens to tear him apart. Steffi, too, struggles with her own sense of identity. Her relationship with Ridge has always been central to her sense of self, and now that foundation is shaken. Thomas, caught in the middle, is faced with a difficult decision. He can no longer ignore the truth, and as the family faces these painful revelations, each member must confront their own feelings of betrayal, anger, and confusion. The Forrester family is torn apart, and Ridge is forced to confront the truth about his place in the family he has always loved. His relationships with Steffi and Thomas will never be the same, and the legacy of the Forrester name will be forever changed. As the family tries to pick up the pieces of their broken relationships, they must navigate the complicated terrain of trust, forgiveness, and rebuilding their sense of family. But as more secrets begin to surface, and the emotional toll of these revelations continues to weigh heavily on everyone, it becomes clear that this chapter in the Forrester family's history will have far-reaching consequences for years to come. Ridge's identity, his place in the family, and his relationship with Taylor, Steffi, and Thomas are forever altered. The deep fissures that now exist within the Forrester family will take time to heal, but whether they can come together and rebuild after this bombshell remains to be seen. The truth, once hidden, has changed everything, and the fallout from this revelation will continue to reverberate through their lives, forcing them to redefine who they are as individuals and as a family. Ridge must now come to terms with the truth that no one could have predicted, that his role as a father and patriarch of the Forrester family is not what he thought it was. The emotional and psychological effects of this revelation will be felt by every member of the family, and their ability to recover from the shock will determine the future of their relationships and the Forrester legacy. In the world of the bold and the beautiful, where drama and deception constantly collide, the return of Quinn Fuller to Los Angeles signals the beginning of an explosive and tumultuous chapter that will change the Forrester family dynamics forever. Quinn, having been absent for a considerable amount of time, reappears with a shocking secret, a revelation so powerful that it threatens to shake the very core of the Forrester legacy. Her return is not just a simple reconciliation with old acquaintances. It's the beginning of a war. A war for power, control, and love. At the center of it all is her complicated and tumultuous past with Carter Walton, a relationship steeped in passion, betrayal, and unfulfilled desires. Quinn's return is fueled by a singular, intense need to reclaim what she believes is rightfully hers, Eric Forrester. Over the years, Quinn's relationship with Eric has been one of immense highs and devastating lows. Their connection has always been a complicated mix of love, lust, and manipulation. Quinn once held Eric's heart in her hands, but that was before the twists and turns of their relationship led to estrangement. As Quinn returns, she is determined to undo the damage of the past and seize back control of Eric's life and, more importantly, his heart. She is not just fighting for her place in Eric's life, but also for her own place within the Forrester family. Quinn's return does not go unnoticed, and she wastes no time in making her presence known. Her first target is Hope Logan, Eric's daughter-in-law, who is now a key figure within the Forrester empire. Hope, who has been a central part of Eric's life and business, becomes the focal point of Quinn's immediate resentment. Hope has always been in Quinn's way, from her marriage to Liam to her position within the family, and now Quinn sees Hope as a direct threat to her plan to reclaim Eric. As Quinn confronts Hope, the two women's animosity becomes more palpable. Hope, a woman who has suffered her own share of heartbreak and betrayal, now faces Quinn's wrath. The stakes are higher than ever as Quinn is prepared to use every weapon at her disposal: manipulation, charm, and power, to challenge Hope's place in the Forrester family. But it is not just Hope that Quinn must contend with. There's Eric, the man she once loved and lost, now married to another woman. As Quinn observes Eric's life from a distance, she is filled with both resentment and longing. She can't help but feel betrayed by Eric's decision to move on with his life without her, but deep down, she knows she still wants him. Her obsession with reclaiming Eric's affections becomes all-consuming, and she is willing to go to any lengths to make him remember the love they once shared. Quinn's battle is not just about love, it is also about power. She wants to take back her place within the Forrester empire, and to do so, she must break down the barriers that have been erected between her and Eric. Quinn is no stranger to manipulation and deception, and she will use every trick in the book to create cracks in Eric's current marriage. The tension escalates as Quinn begins to subtly undermine the relationship between Eric and his wife, forcing the couple to confront the truth about their feelings for each other. But Quinn's plans take a dangerous turn as she begins to involve Carter in her machinations. Carter, who had previously been a key figure in Quinn's life, becomes entangled in her plans to regain control of Eric. Their relationship, once fiery and passionate, is now fraught with tension and unresolved emotions. As Quinn and Carter reawaken the past, their chemistry becomes undeniable. Carter, still emotionally scarred by his previous relationships, finds himself at a crossroads as he grapples with his unresolved feelings for Quinn. He is torn between his loyalty to the Forrester family and the undeniable pull he feels toward Quinn. Carter's struggle to maintain his composure amidst Quinn's emotional manipulation adds a layer of complexity to the ongoing conflict. Quinn, aware of Carter's vulnerability, uses this to her advantage. She knows that Carter is deeply torn between his desire for Quinn and his professional and personal ties to the Forrester family. She plays on his emotions, tempting him with the prospect of a future with her, free from the constraints of family expectations and guilt. As Quinn and Carter grow closer once again, the line between love and manipulation becomes increasingly blurred. Carter's inner turmoil intensifies as he grapples with his feelings for Quinn, while his duty to the Forrester family remains ever present. Meanwhile, Hope becomes increasingly suspicious of Quinn's motives, sensing that Quinn is not just returning to Los Angeles to rekindle old relationships, but to destabilize everything she has worked for. The tension between Hope and Quinn reaches a boiling point as they both fight for dominance in the Forrester family. Hope's jealousy over Carter's growing closeness to Quinn only deepens her frustration as she feels herself slipping further away from the man she loves. As the rivalry between the two women intensifies, Eric finds himself caught in the middle. He is torn between his feelings for his wife, who he still loves in some capacity, and the undeniable pull he feels toward Quinn. The emotional conflict that ensues threatens to tear the Forrester family apart. Eric, feeling the weight of Quinn's manipulations, is faced with the ultimate decision. Can he forgive her for the past and give her a second chance, or has their love story truly come to an end? The Forrester family dynamics are further complicated by the appearance of Quinn's former lover, who brings with him more secrets and complications. His presence threatens to unravel everything Quinn has worked for as he exposes truths about their past relationship that she hoped would remain buried forever. Quinn's power struggle with Hope is only amplified by the return of this man from her past, whose influence and knowledge of Quinn's secrets put everyone at risk. The stakes have never been higher for Quinn as she navigates the treacherous waters of love, betrayal, and power. She must decide if her desire for Eric is worth the emotional and moral compromises she is making, or if she will lose everything in her quest to reclaim her place in the Forrester family. As Quinn sets her sights on Eric and Carter, the web of deceit, jealousy, and betrayal grows ever more tangled. The Forrester family is left reeling as they confront the manipulations and power plays of one of their most dangerous members. Quinn's return is the spark that ignites a devastating fire, one that will consume everything and everyone in its path. The love and loyalty that once held the Forrester family together are now threatened by the dark and calculating forces at play, and the consequences of Quinn's actions will echo throughout the family for years to come. As Quinn battles Hope for control of the Forrester legacy, the personal stakes grow ever higher. Family ties are tested, and the power struggle between these two strong-willed women threatens to engulf everyone around them. Will Quinn succeed in reclaiming what she believes is hers, or will her obsession with Eric and Carter ultimately destroy her and those she loves? The drama and tension continue to build as the Forrester family is pulled apart by Quinn's relentless pursuit of power, love, and revenge. The battle lines are drawn, and only time will tell who will emerge victorious in this war of hearts, minds, and legacies.